Marv is a retired Air Force member who turned his post-service years into something quieter, fishing trips across the lakes of Georgia, documented on his channel for anyone who finds that kind of content as calming as he does. His videos are unhurried, peaceful even, the kind of thing you put on when the world feels like too much. But on this particular day out on Lake Lanier, the peace didn't last. Everything was normal, until he heard something cut across the water, a sound that didn't belong, what seemed like a voice, someone calling out. He steered toward the shore to get a better look. What he found there changed the entire direction of his day.
All right, I thought I heard somebody calling for help. Hold on for a minute. Is that somebody on the ground? Holy crap. Holy crap. Hello? 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 I think we got somebody down, folks. Oh my God. Hello? 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 Ma'am, are you okay? Stand by. Let me get help. Let me get help. Ma'am, do you have a name? Ma'am, do you have a name? Hello, we got an emergency here. I am at the Clark's Bridge boat ramp. I'm across from it at another boat dock, and I have a white female who's on the ground. Appears that she may have fallen and tripped, and she's in a recovery position, but she seems to be gasping for air. She's, ma'am? Ma'am?
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me an exact address? Are you on the Lake Road?
No, ma'am. I am actually on land right now. I'm on shore across from the Clark's Bridge boat ramp. And I need EMS quickly. I don't see that she's bleeding or anything like that. She's kind of gasping for air.
Okay, did you witness this?
No, I did not.
The woman on the ground couldn't respond clearly to his questions, and with the wind off the water and no obvious road markers nearby, explaining his exact location to emergency services wasn't straightforward. He stepped away from her carefully, just far enough to search for a street sign, anything that could give the dispatcher something to work with. That's when neighbors appeared. They'd heard the commotion from nearby and came down to see what was happening. Suddenly, Marv wasn't alone in this.
All right, I got an individual down that appears to be hurt. I got 911 on the phone. So now I'm looking at a private dock and a private parking area. I'm talking to another neighbor, and hopefully they can come down and assist me.
It looks like
Can you come down and assist?
on Cornelia Highway.
All right, I got somebody on the way. Okay, say that again, ma'am.
Okay, it looks like Med 6 is on Cornelia Highway. We also have a deputy en route as well.
All right, and what's the ETA?
Can't get into that ETA. Like I said, they're on Cornelia Highway.
Okay.
I'm not for sure exactly where they were exactly coming from.
All right, so she's still breathing,
Okay.
and she's still in recovery position. I'm seeing I don't know, probably about 10 feet away from her. I see a thermos, her phone, and what seems to be a lighter.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good. The neighbor, I heard y'all yelling.
Yeah. So I was on the kayak out there, and I thought I heard somebody yelling. It was kind of windy, so it was hard. So I pedaled around and saw her laying here. She's conscious.
I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, I don't see any blood. I got 911 on the line. and they got the EMS and the sheriff's.
Can he give like an exact address or anything?
So the exact address of this boat ramp that you have, can you give?
Or does he know the address of the
Lake Road
houses
Circle, is that
nearby?
our road up there? If they just go past our road, we're right down to because of the dock side.
Here, I'm gonna let you talk to him real quick. Go ahead.
When you go in the neighborhood.
When emergency services finally arrived, Marv stepped back and let the paramedics take over. He moved aside to speak with a neighbor, filling in what little he knew, while the people trained for exactly this moment got to work.
Smile, man. Makes things better. Hey, bud.
Hey, what's going on, brothers?
Better be fishing, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just get off with 911.
Yeah.
Again, let me know what information you all need.
Just, I mean, you just found her like this. She was just, you were just over there, and she was.
She was yelling for help.
Ma'am.
Okay. She was just coherent here a little while ago.
I need Lucas. Huh? I need Lucas.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear us, ma'am?
The paramedics transported her to the hospital. For a while after that, Marv had no way of knowing what had happened, whether she'd recovered, whether she was even okay. Later, he posted a follow-up video to update the people who had been asking.
Many of you have wanted an update as to the status of the woman. I can confirm that when she left, when she was picked up by EMS, she was receiving the needed and required care for her condition, and she continued to receive that once she got to the hospital, and has since been released. That is all I can tell you. That's all the information that was provided to me, and I totally understand it because of HIPAA laws. There's certain information that cannot be divulged. I do not know her name. I do not know her address. I don't know anything other than she is alive, well, and still on this earth with us all today. So again, I thank God for that. And hopefully that's important to you all that are watching right now to know that information. I understand that we have some online detectives that want answers to a lot of the questions that were being asked, you know, as to the who, what, when, where, why, and how. I don't know those answers.
She had survived. She was treated at the hospital and eventually released. That was essentially all Marv knew: her name, her address, the full story of how she ended up there. None of it was shared with him, and given privacy laws, none of it could be. She was alive. That was what he held on to, and it's worth sitting with what that actually means. If Marv had written off that sound as the wind, if he'd kept fishing and moved on without investigating, the outcome could have been entirely different. She was in a vulnerable state, alone, on the ground, and depending on how long she'd already been there, time was likely already a factor. There are still questions nobody has answered publicly: how she got there, whether she lived nearby or had simply ended up in the wrong place. What exactly happened before Marv heard her calling out across the water? Those details may never surface. What did surface was this: someone needed help in an isolated spot on a lake in Georgia, and a retired Air Force man on a fishing kayak happened to be close enough to hear her. He didn't hesitate, he didn't second guess it. He stopped and he helped. That decision mattered more than he probably realized at the time. In May of 2012, a new channel out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania uploaded a single video. No introduction, no prior content, just footage of a wheat field, shot shortly after sunset. At first glance, there's nothing unusual about it. But Gettysburg isn't an ordinary place to be standing in the dark. In the summer of 1863, one of the bloodiest battles of the American Civil War was fought on this ground. 3 days, over 50,000 casualties. A turning point in the war that left something permanent behind, not just in the history books, but in the land itself, according to the people who spend time here. Most visitors come for the history. Some leave with something they didn't expect. In this case, it wasn't about what the camera captured visually. It was about what you can hear.
Nora.
Yeah? Come here. I'm charging my iPhone.
Come here. Just stand here. Can you turn off the car, please? Listen. Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle. You're the whistling.
After posting the video, the woman who filmed it came into the comments to explain what had been happening off screen. It was her first time using a video camera. She'd borrowed it from her daughter. They were on vacation, visiting the battlefield together, when she heard it. The unmistakable sound of military fife and drums drifting in from somewhere nearby. Her first assumption was completely reasonable, a reenactment, some kind of scheduled event. Gettysburg holds memorial gatherings regularly, and this kind of thing isn't unusual during the day. So she called her daughter over, and they started walking toward the sound. But no matter how far they walked, it never got closer. The source stayed just out of reach, always slightly further, slightly deeper into the trees. She wasn't thinking about the paranormal. That thought hadn't entered her mind at all. She was simply looking for the people making the noise. But there were no people, and it was far too late in the evening for any official event to still be running. They kept going. At each cluster of trees, they expected to find a group, performers, reenactors, someone with instruments. Every time they found nothing, just more trees, and the sound still coming from somewhere just beyond them. After about 30 minutes of this, something shifted. The sounds began arriving from multiple directions at once, not one source moving around them, multiple, simultaneous, surrounding them in a way that no small group of musicians could account for, and still, not a single person in sight. That's when the rational explanations started running out. In the comments, locals began responding. Several of them shared the same story, that they too had heard it. Distant music, the rhythm of marching, sounds that carry clearly and then disappear the moment you try to find where they're coming from. Over 50,000 people lost their lives on this ground in the span of 3 days, in an area covering just a few square miles. It's the kind of number that's difficult to hold in your head. And for a lot of people who've spent time here, something about that place feels like it hasn't fully let go of what happened. Whether that's something your mind constructs in a place loaded with that much history, or something that exists independently of the people who come to hear it, that question doesn't have a clean answer. If you've been to Gettysburg after dark, or if you live nearby, you probably already know what I'm talking about. The Proper People is a YouTube channel run by two friends with a shared obsession: abandoned buildings. They're not ghost hunters. They don't chase the paranormal. What draws them in is something more grounded than that. The atmosphere, the history, the silence of places the world has forgotten. But in this particular video, they push that a little further. They find themselves inside an abandoned asylum, buried deep in the woods, and they're doing it at night.
I'm gonna pull right up to this sucker.
Oh, the door's right open. Look at the vines. It's missing the top piece. Does that mean there's no roof? Holy look at the graffiti. We're gonna get jumped in here. Car is locked.
In we go. Into hell.
Once inside, they begin moving through the building, room by room, floor by floor, taking in the decay around them.
But hell, why not start with the basement? You want to leave?
Not really.
It'll probably be warmer down here. Oh yeah, don't slip.
You say don't slip. Oh, it'll be warmer in the basement. It'll be fucking colder in the basement.
What, really?
Usually. There's no walls.
About halfway through, they stop. Something catches their attention.
Alright, you want to go upstairs?
What is it? Trees rustling in the wind. Jesus Christ. It's scary.
You hear that?
It's the wind.
It sounds like a footstep inside here.
I didn't hear that.
Alright, upstairs. Just trees. Yeah, I'd be very careful of the floor every step we take.
They chalked it up to the wind and kept moving, but what happened next wasn't so easy to explain away.
There's not going to be anybody here. Whoa, look at this. Look at this staircase out here. Oh,
What?
there's somebody there.
No way.
Yes, I see their light. They're out there. I swear on my life. Should I say hello? There's somebody out there. Let's go back to the car. This way. If it's somebody wanting to talk to us.
Let's go to the car now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's go to the car.
It looks like a cell phone, right?
Like a cell phone light, yeah. Should we just bail?
I don't know. Let's see who it is.
There's no other car here.
He was on this side.
That was 100%.
That was a person. But he had a phone.
Why is there a person here? Like, what the f? We can't keep exploring this place if there's like some random person out there that we don't know what they're doing. Farmland.
Do you want to get in the car and drive around?
I don't think we should. If anything, I'm going to turn the headlights back on.
I saw his light.
Just now?
No, I'm saying before. So you were not going crazy.
I don't know. I feel like if he was the dude looking for us, he would have just came and talked to us by now. Which, you know, I don't feel good about going back into this building if there's some person that we have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling of this.
Bail.
Yeah,
Just get out of here.
probably.
Hello?
I don't like it. Let's go.
Yeah, the fact that they're not answering back. Let's get out of here.
They made the call to leave, and honestly, it was the right one. Someone was clearly out there, and the detail that stood out most, the moment the creators switched off their flashlight, the light in the woods went dark too. Whoever it was didn't want to be seen, whether they were planning something and thought better of it once they realized they'd been spotted. We can't say for sure. They even called out into the darkness. No answer came back. Whatever was going on out there, the proper people trusted their instincts and walked away. Sometimes that's the smartest thing you can do. So, what do you think was really out there that night? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Brian Waters has built his YouTube channel entirely around the outdoors, truck camping in his F250, outfitted with solid gear, heading out to spots most people wouldn't think to look for. He spends a lot of time in the wilderness, enough time that unusual situations are part of the territory. This time he had the camera rolling when one found him.
First maiden voyage, and I'm just pumped to be out here right now. This is I scoped this site out last year on a camping trip, and I kind of forgot about it until this week. It's not my typical by the lake little setup, but we're kind of back in a little cove. I think I saw one person pulling in here, and I think I'll know why. I'll explain that here in just a second, but it's a pretty cool little spot right behind me. We've got this kind of like creek that does feed up into a lake up there, but you can't see the lake. But I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get some animals tonight, because there's a ton of tracks. I saw a bunch of deer coming up here. I've already got my chair set up.
He set up camp, got the tailgate kitchen going, and cooked himself a proper meal. Everything worked exactly as it should. As the sun dropped, he gathered wood, got a fire going, and settled in beside it. Quiet evening, no one around, just the kind of night you come out here for.
Well, guys, I don't know what it is about this little spot, but I've had a really good time on this episode. It's been super relaxing. Dinner was awesome. Really, there's no one around me. There's a tent camper 100 yards away. And I think I've just been looking forward to getting back out here in that truck camper since a couple of weeks ago. So it's just been a good vibe all around. And definitely good drinks.
And then something at the edge of the firelight pulled his attention. About 100 yards away, a figure, moving erratically, dancing, or something close to it, appearing from nowhere, with no explanation for where he'd come from or why he was behaving that way. Brian had protection with him. That detail mattered now in a way it hadn't 10 minutes earlier. The figure kept moving, and then started moving in his direction. The camera was the only way to track him. It was dark enough that Brian couldn't see him with his bare eyes. Just a shape picked up through his phone screen getting closer.
Because I'm sitting here trying to enjoy my fire, and out of nowhere, there hasn't been anyone show up all day long. There's this, I'm gonna go ahead and call him a nutbag, probably 100 yards away from me, dancing around. Just feels kind of weird. Luckily, I don't go anywhere without protection, but that's the last thing that I want to have to do while out here enjoying camping. But I don't know where he came from. I don't know if he's staying in that tent that's probably about 100 yards away, but there's definitely something wrong with that dude. Here's what I'm looking at right now, and you can see that he's having a good time inside his little mind. I don't know what's going on with this dude. So yeah, I'm probably not going to sleep quite as well as I thought that I was going to tonight, knowing that that's around me. It actually looks like he's walking over this way now. Wish me luck. It's way darker than what this video is looking like. I can't see him with my bare eyes, so I'm having to use my phone to kind of watch him. So, we'll see.
He decided to stay. The protection he was carrying was likely the reason that felt like a viable option. But in general, when something unpredictable shows up in your camp at night, staying isn't the call most people should make. Whether the man was intoxicated or simply in his own world for whatever reason, Brian never found out. He got back in the truck, pulled the curtains, and made it through the night without incident. But that's not always how it ends. If you ever find yourself in a situation like that, someone erratic, someone whose behavior you can't read, moving toward your camp in the dark, the smarter move is to leave. A campsite can be found again. A night's sleep can be made up somewhere else. Some risks simply aren't worth taking. Jamie Does Wild Bikepacking is a channel built around exactly what the name suggests. Loading up a bike and heading out to wherever the trail leads. camping along the way. It's a good combination of exercise and escape, and Jamie clearly loves both. Occasionally though, when the destination is too far for the bike, he takes the van instead. This particular night he drove for hours across Norfolk looking for a spot to camp, only to arrive somewhere that had a sign making it very clear camping wasn't allowed. Back on the road, running out of options and running out of daylight, he eventually found another location, remote, quiet, no sign of anyone around, or so it seemed.
Well, I'm fed up driving around the whole of bloody Norfolk, so I think I'm going to have a tea here, and then I'll see what I think, and I'll potentially sleep here, or I will go home. I tell you, it's nice to stop because I've done about a squillion miles tonight. Right, I think I'm going to do an hour watch, and because I'm in charge of a motor vehicle, non-alco, no fun.
It wasn't the spot he'd been hoping for, but the light was fading fast, and at some point the search had to end. He settled in. Not long after setting up, something drifted in from the tree line, singing, coming from somewhere deep in the forest, distant enough not to feel like an immediate problem, but distinct enough that it was impossible to ignore.
I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. I can hear all sorts of weird singing going on in those woods. I think I'm gonna cook my tea and fuck off.
As the dark settled in fully, he got food going and tried to shake it off. The curiosity was there though, that pull toward going out and seeing what was actually making that sound. It almost won.
That's weird singing woods. Road. Pedders Way. JB, Base Camp 1. That is a tasty burger. No walkabout tonight. Bugger that. I don't know what the hell's going on in those woods, but I don't want to end up in some cult.
He grabbed his keys, locked up the back of the van, and walked toward the tree line. He made it about as far as the edge of the light, then stopped, turned around, walked back.
I think I'm going to risk a little walk. I want to know what's going on in those woods, so I'm going to do the back of the van up. And make sure I've got my keys. I don't really want to be locking myself out. I really don't know whether this is a good idea, but perhaps I'll go over there with the light off. I've had a second thought. I don't know whether I really want to know what's going on in there. I think I'll go back to the van. It's bloody weird here, I tell you. Oh, bloody freezing.
He got back inside, set up his sleeping mat, put the kettle on. The right call, as it turned out, because while he was still awake, still warming up with a cup of tea, something changed outside. A light, moving through the trees, coming toward him. He left, immediately. No second thoughts this time.
Just got out of the van to have a piss. What the f*** is that? There's a light in the bloody woods now. I'll tell you what, this.
On its own, a light in the woods might be nothing. A dog walker, a late-night hiker, someone who just happens to be out there, but stack it against everything else. Hours of unexplained singing, deep in a forest, at around 5 degrees Celsius, late at night, in a location where no one else should have been, and the picture stops looking innocent. Nobody in that environment, at that temperature, at that hour, is out singing in the woods for ordinary reasons. Was he in danger? There's no way to know for certain, but the question itself is the point. When something approaches your vehicle in the dark, in an isolated location, with no clear explanation, you don't stay to find out what it wants. You leave. People have walked up to vans like his before, knocked on windows, done worse than that. Don't wait to find out which kind you're dealing with. And that's it for tonight's video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. New videos drop every week and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below. Which story got to you the most? Or share your own if something like this has ever happened to you. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.